Should versatility be removed out of World of Warcraft? Or at least that's the question I'm asking. Sorry for my voice, bit broken. Tried to make a video, very hard, but I wanted to actually talk about it. So versatility has always been, in my eyes, one of the most boring stats in the game. It just straight up augments healing and damage by the amount you have percentile wise, and divided by 2 would be the defensive property from versatility, so you would take less damage whenever you have more versatility. Now, my problem with versatility is it is a cheap replacement of resilience, and it is something that everyone is going to build regardless in PvP. And it's not like we are building as much as we can, it's just like often we're going to build at 30% and then we're stopping. It's more a necessity, more of a Blizzard expects that out of PvP players. And I would say that it would be more fun if we actually played around stats that were actually making changes towards your characters, like haste, crit, and mastery. You could even add a fourth stat if versatility is gone. Now you're going to say, but Togray, if we remove versatility, it's actually like going to remove some reduction to the damage you're going to take. So obviously, if you don't have versatility, you will take 14% more damage, for sure. But what you can do, if you're taking out versatility and you expect every player to have 30% versatility, you could bake in a 15% reduction towards damage taken from players, or you would reduce the damage overall damage by 15%. You could do that as well. But I think since versatility has been created, it feels like personalization and stats allocations are way more uninteresting because there's less choices. Obviously, you want your main stat, your main secondary stat, which is, for example, haste or mastery or crit, and you would have versatility, which is something you're going to build until 30%, and then you're going to complement it with double main secondary stats, like for example, haste, mastery together. Now, my problem with that is it is very boring. Now, I come from also Cataclysm Classic, so I've played a lot of that, and I felt like Resilience is not really that fun. Obviously, if you are in RPG and you're doing a chaos bolt, you're doing on one target and then on another, the numbers you're going to do with chaos bolt is very limited, because again, one time you're going to hit for 10k and the other time you're going to do 20k. It's super weird how your character feels drastically less interesting whenever there is a lot of resilience. Obviously, in Cataclysm, without resilience, you get one-shotted, but that's a problem of the expansion. But right now, we don't have a resilience anymore. Now it's versatility. And what you could do is, for example, on your passive, like class book or whatever, you can actually see on the spell book, in general, you would have a passive, which is going to give you a 15% reduction towards damage taken by players, for example. And for PvE, it could be something else. You could tune it for PvE. But for PvP, you could have 50% for everyone. And then you could also tune that based on the season. If in the season 1 you're going to get one-shotted too quickly, then you're going to buff it to 20%, for example. If you feel like nothing dies and it feels very slow, you can also nerf it by 5%, so it's going to be 10% or 5% if you're going to nerf it all the way. So you have way more balancing that you can do from a broader standpoint, and not like really care about the stats that classes and specs are actually relying to. Because if you do that, obviously someone that is having 40% versatility is going to take less damage than someone that has 30% or 20%. So it would be nice that they would put it as a passive. And then what you could do is, whenever you're going to buy a item from the PvP vendor, you would have like multiple stats choices. You could have main secondary stat haste and then mastery. You could have a main secondary stat mastery and then haste. You could have a main secondary stat crit and then mastery. You could have a lot of layers that you can actually make them choose. And it would be also helping PvE players to take some PvP items into PvE, because obviously those items are going to be quite good for PvE. If they're going to get duelist, you could easily get some customization that you would have needed for raiding. So obviously, I'm telling you guys that I don't think they're going to do anything to it. but I want your opinion towards versatility. Do you find it very fun to play around? Do you find it a boring stat? Do you find it like it is something that is quite of a given? Like every season you're going to try to get 30% versatility and then complement with mastery and haste? Or do you feel like, look, we can just let it go and let it be how it is, and we go forward with how we already know about versatility and haste, mastery, and crit? So I wanted to make a very short video. I'm actually like hurting very much. I wish I could talk way more, but I wanted to lay out there my opinion about versatility, and I feel like it should be gone. It should be replaced by a passive, because it is a given, and also give more stats towards your secondary stats, so you could actually play around with it, or replace versatility by something else. But yeah, I look forward to discuss with you guys in comment section below, and hopefully we will talk with each other probably whenever I'm a bit more energetic with my voice. Again, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.